Most self-improvement is quietly hostile towards the self. So what if the self-improvement you've been obsessed with is actually just a socially acceptable way of hating yourself? We've been taught to grind, to fix, to optimize, but we never ask what we're actually running away from. So on this episode, we're going to challenge the most dangerous lies within the growth industry. We're exploring why your work ethic might just be unprocessed fear and why you don't actually need more discipline, you need more safety. This conversation is about the dark side of achievement and the radical shift towards finding peace. This episode is a direct challenge to the self-help industrial complex. Most self-improvement is quietly hostile towards the self. So I ask you, Will, if you woke up tomorrow and you were already perfect, like that's a thing, but you woke up and you were already perfect. No flaws, no goals, no one to impress. Would you know what to do with your day? Or would the silence terrify you?
That last bit with the silence terrify you is such an interesting twist. Obviously, the first thoughts are, yeah, I'd love to wake up and be perfect. And then it's like, okay, but what am I actually going to fill my time with now? I've got nothing. I've got no goals to work towards. I've got no, I'm probably socially fulfilled. Like, what do I do?
It's also, how do you define perfection as well? Because everyone would define that so differently as well. Perfection would be so nuanced, and would you know you've achieved it when you have it? I don't know if I would know that I've achieved perfection.
No, well, I would say actually maybe the whole idea of perfection is fundamentally flawed because it's posed as if it's a destination or a final point, and it's not. I reckon perfection is just continuously doing fulfilling activities.
Much the same as happiness is not a final point. It's just the emotion you feel.
That's it.
So why do we strive for perfection then? If it's something we've been taught as like completion almost.
I think that is the perfection. I think when you are working towards something and you enjoy every step of the process, or 9 out of 10 steps of the process, that is as perfect as anything gets. It's like you are doing the thing that you love on a consistent basis. It doesn't zap any of your energy. You're able to live a fulfilled life outside of that goal because you feel fulfilled. So you have the energy to go and socialize. You have the energy to do the self-work.
So pursuit of perfection itself is perfect.
I would say so.
Nice. Cool way to start. But doesn't deflect the question.
Does the silence afterwards, if you achieve perfection, this final destination that we could argue until the cows come home, moo.
Okay.
Moving on. If you get to that point, would the silence crush you? And I think it would for a period of time, but I think it's in human nature to be like, okay, now I need to get up and do something, you know? I see it as...
But if you've got no goals to move towards, how would that perfection version of yourself then define the way to move forwards?
I guess you just do the activities you enjoy doing for the sake of doing them. Like, for example, I would take up surfing. I would do that because I think I would enjoy it. Or I would play tennis because I enjoy it. I would just play guitar because I enjoy it. It's not about any goals or accolades you achieve from doing it. It's purely the satisfaction of doing it.
So you suggest people would fall back onto hobbies?
I think so. Or like, I know I gave very clearly defined hobbies there, but it could easily just be things that you enjoy doing your time doing. So it could be playing Monopoly with your girlfriend on an evening. That's something I do at the moment. It could be hanging out with friends, just going to coffee shops. It's not necessarily a outlined hobby that you're told in school, oh, there's the after school coffee club. It's like, no. But
what middle class school has that? Maybe upper class, maybe in Cambridge, the after school coffee club.
The afternoon tea. But it can be anything you enjoy, I think. I think that's probably what you'd end up filling your time with. If you've achieved perfection, like you're not chasing anything monetarily, you're not chasing anything socially, you're not chasing it. You purely just do it for the satisfaction of doing it.
Okay, so the question is then, why does silence terrify people? Because if we're looking at this perfect ineffability as an achievable goal in this metaphor, which we've already said it isn't, but in this metaphor it is, and you're filling your time with endeavors that aren't attached to your sense of self and you just do them purely for the sake of enjoyment in that present moment, why would the silence terrify people? Is it because it's going to remove all distractions, confronting with a real brute force all internal thoughts, anxieties, and insecurities? That's my thought.
Yeah.
Because our modern world is inherently noisy. Inherently noisy. There's so many distractions. There's so many unnatural ways to live life. Like we weren't meant to live with the severe amount of distractions we can fill our time with on a day-to-day to give us immediate gratification. We weren't meant for immediate gratification. So there's so many triggers and primal alarms in there, social unease, overthinking, that removing that is going to create this eerie sense of silence, which is going to confront you with the sense of self, which for someone that maybe lives an inherently busy lifestyle is going to find something like meditation extremely uncomfortable. Because it acts as an echo chamber, really.
Yeah.
That silence is going to be an echo chamber for your self-doubt, your insecurities, your past traumas. Yeah, all the things you can avoid and push to the side. Yeah, it's just going to be there. You're not going to hide from it anymore.
I think you'd be like the dog that needs a walk.
Before Will raises his perfectly valid points, let me tell you about Huel. You can get money off Huel, which is a meal replacement drink. If you need to get more protein or nutrients into your diet, check the link below. You get money off, like I said, and then that way you're able to get a nutritionally complete meal into your daily life. You're welcome.
I think you'd be like the dog that needs a walk.
Okay.
Dogs, more intelligent dogs or more excitable dogs, need a walk or two a day.
Stimulation.
Yeah. Humans are quite intelligent when compared to other animals.
Some humans.
Some humans. Some barely evolved past the dolphin. You need constant stimulation / something to keep your brain active so that you don't fall into a deep depression. You're going to feel very... what's the word? Unutilitarian. You won't have any utility. You won't be bringing anything to the table with the people in your lives. So, what? You just sit at home? But then maybe we have to circle back to perfection and we have to be like, well, maybe perfect actually wouldn't look too dissimilar to your current life. Maybe perfection, if we say, is working towards the goal, then maybe it's you just wake up and everything's exactly the same as normal because you actually quite like having the thing to strive towards. So many people want to achieve a certain status, but wouldn't know, like they don't have a plan for after they achieve that. Like I didn't have one after I hit 100k subs. It's like you get there and you're like, oh, cool, everything will be okay now. And you get there and it's not okay now. It's like, what do I do? What do I do with my time? How do I fill it? What do I choose to value now over anything else? So there'd be a whole crisis of character. Be who am I without my goals almost. So then it would come back to what are your values, which we talk about a lot. We say values, we say morality, we say ethics, we say, just fundamentally what satisfies you. And that deep silence maybe would be the instigator for people to start spending time doing the things that satisfy them and thinking, actually, okay, all my life I've lived as the person who plays tennis, who does music, who makes YouTube videos and works like crazy. If that's all taken away from me and there was no expectation of anybody around me, what would I fill my time with? And that would probably be what people end up doing. The alternative is you just sit at home and get depressed. It's like it's not a long answer because there's nothing to do.
But I suppose the depression could come from because there's nothing to do, but depression could come from the not wanting to sit with oneself and then hearing the uncomfortable truth that the silence allows. So we're going to talk about why most self-improvement is quietly hostile towards the self, because the self-help industry often implies you're not enough yet. It's it's that yet part. So it's not loud. It's not like you're not enough. You need to do better. It's like, oh, you're working. You're not enough yet. So it's quietly hostile.